17 million plus early votes now. It's a sizable turnout. It's more than 10% of all the votes cast in the last presidential election. It shows you now the measurable early action. People are voting early in person in 37 states already. And that's basically the floor, because people voting by mail can basically send in their ballots now, anytime around the nation. That's all 49 states. Across the 7 key states, I can tell you the race is still tied. No statistical difference between these candidates. Here is how Obama vet and Harris aide David Plouffe puts it. It's unusual to have 7 states come down to a point or less. You have to assume that's now a distinct possibility, he says. Early voting just began in the key state of Wisconsin. You can see the lines, and that is where Harris has sent Obama, absolutely hammering his successor's mental state there.
There are questions about his competence. The other day, he had a town hall meeting. He decided, no, I'm not going to answer questions anymore. Let's just play music for half an hour. You would say to yourself, this is odd behavior. My point is, you'd be worried if Grandpa was acting like this. You'd call up your brother, you'd call up your cousins, you say, have you noticed? But this is coming from somebody who wants unchecked power.
Have you noticed what he's like and that he wants unchecked power? Now, Harris almost certainly needs Michigan to win. Detroit is a key part of that, and that's where Obama's heading next with the most popular living Detroit native, Eminem. And what you see on your screen is video you might remember all the way back to 2017 when he, back then, did an anti-Trump diss and shouted out Obama. The news tonight is that he and Obama will appear together at this rally. That is big for Detroit, and it could affect the turnout. He also told his fans, Eminem did, that he was drawing a line against Trump. That you couldn't be, he said, an Eminem fan and still rock with everything Trump was doing. Now, this Detroit boost would be critical because Harris allies are openly concerned about losing states like Michigan or North Carolina. Trump was there today. And Republican registered turnout also is ticking up in Nevada right now. Again, it's early. We're just following the numbers. You could be a registered Republican and be voting for Harris. But those are signs that the campaign is concerned about. Harris herself doing another interview today, this time with NBC's Hallie Jackson.
We are sitting here 2 weeks away from election night. Last election, the former president came out on election night and declared victory before all the votes were counted. What is your plan if he does that again in 2 weeks?
Well, let me say this. We've got 2 weeks to go. And I'm very much grounded in the present in terms of the task at hand. And we will deal with election night and the days after as they come. And we have the resources and the expertise and the focus on that as well.
So you have teams ready to go? Is that what you're saying? Are you thinking about that as a possibility?
Of course. This is a person, Donald Trump, who tried to undo a free and fair election, who still denies the will of the people, who incited a violent mob to attack the United States Capitol, and 140 law enforcement officers were attacked. Some were killed. This is a serious matter. The American people are, at this point, 2 weeks out, being presented with a very, very serious decision about what will be the future of our country. And
a stark warning there from Kamala Harris, who also says she's ready in those newsworthy comments to NBC News' Hallie Jackson. Harris's closing argument is also not only hitting that threat, which you just saw again, and she's been doing that really daily, but mixing that with a kind of third-party validation or credibility check for voters who might not already be with her or might still be figuring out where they land in these final 2 weeks.
They'll say, yeah, but, I do remember the economy was pretty good when Trump first came in office. And I said, yeah, because it was my economy. When he's not complaining, he's trying to sell you stuff. Have you noticed that? Who does that? Gold sneakers, $100,000 watch. Supposed to be Swiss watch, he says. The best watch. Why are you selling the watch? What are you doing? Do you think Donald Trump ever changed the diaper? He'd be like Jeeves. Jeeves, change that diaper. Tim's got skills. The other day, I found out he can take a vintage truck apart and put it back together again. You think Donald Trump can do that? They say, well, you want to get rid of Obamacare. What would you replace it with? He says, well, I've got concepts of a plan. You could try it at home. Honey, did you do the dishes? Not yet. But I do have a concept of a plan for doing the dishes. How's that going to go? If it wouldn't work for you, it shouldn't work for the President of the United States.
President Obama really on a roll there. You got to give him his props. And that's something that Detroit native rapper Eminem has done before, literally using a song to give Obama props and draw a line with Donald Trump. This is back in the news with Eminem making what is now going to be a very big and potentially voter-moving appearance tonight with Obama in his native Detroit. So I'm going to remind you about the Trump diss track that Eminem did.
But we better give Obama props, because what we got in office now's a kamikaze. That's why he wants us to disband, because he cannot withstand the fact we're not afraid of Trump. And any fan of mine who's a supporter of his, I'm drawing in the sand a line. You're either for or against. And if you can't decide who you like more and you're split on who you should stand beside, I'll do it for you with this. You.
A little blunt vulgarity against Donald Trump by Eminem. That is a style and language Trump can understand. Eminem has been at this for a minute. I've told you before that culture and language and songs and movies, all of it can matter a heck of a lot.